Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So whether it's corporations or game developers, these groups have an obsession with self-sabotage. They have made some recent moves that are absolutely terrible, whether it's financial decisions or PR moves. They leave you completely confused as to why any of those groups would think they're good ideas. And that's what we're going to focus on in this video. So we have some recent controversies that we're going to cover, including the Ubisoft drama that everyone's talking about, as well as some drama caused by the official Arc System Works Twitter account. And then we're going to look at a game developer who's quite literally saying that the customer is wrong. But first, we have to start with a major Twitter change that is currently taking place. No, it is not just another day on Twitter anymore. It's just another day on X. Yes, after 17 years, Twitter is officially rebranding to X. Are you confused? Well, so is everyone else. Now, it doesn't take a marketing major to understand that this seems like a very bad change, okay? Like Twitter or not, but its name and its logo is iconic. Everyone knows what Twitter is, and everyone recognizes this bird symbol. In fact, a lot of people associate this color scheme alone with Twitter, and now it's being changed to a very generic X that a million other corporations have as their logo. And honestly, looking at this, it sounds and looks like a porn site. But this is something that they're really committing to. This is their now CEO, Linda Yaccarino, props for having a fun name to say. And if you didn't know, she was appointed as the CEO in June, and she is behind this whole movement and promoting the change from Twitter to X. And this leads to so many questions. Like, number one, do they really expect us to call Twitter X? Like, imagine me making a video saying Twitter is angry at this. Am I going to change it to X is angry about this? Like, it sounds like another made-up pronoun or something. Like one of my haters in their bio, they identify as a it/X or something like that. But yeah, it's very confusing. Like, what do we call tweets? Are we going to call them X's? It makes no sense. Like, clearly everyone's going to keep calling them tweets, so why are they making this change? And also, it's had a lot of unintended consequences, like the fact that if you post videos onto Twitter, you are quite literally uploading X videos, which I'm sure the traffic to that site has skyrocketed over the last 24 hours. But yeah, just like I said earlier, this sounds like a porn site. And here we are on Twitter. Like, it's such a bizarre change, and it's one that many people just don't want. I would say the majority of people didn't want this. But also, this shift from Twitter to X is also a shift in how they are running this site. Now, here's their CEO once again. This tweet has a lot of people concerned. This was following the X announcement. It says, "It's an exceptionally rare thing in life or in business that you get a second chance to make another big impression. Twitter made one massive impression and changed the way we communicate. Now, X will go further, transforming the global town square. X is the future state of unlimited interactivity centered in audio, video, messaging, payments/banking, creating a global marketplace for ideas, goods, services, and opportunities powered by AI. X will connect us all in ways we're just beginning to imagine." I'm sure they're just beginning to imagine this because I don't think they have any idea where this is going. So yes, the idea of a social media platform being run by AI is obviously a bit concerning, but also what I see with all of this talk here is a big shift towards marketability of this platform. And you know what that means? Probably a lot more restrictive changes to come. That's generally how these things work. But nonetheless, this is their big movement. Elon Musk is very happy about this. As you can see, he's got his literal Batman symbol going up on the building here, and he's sticking with it, whether I guess everyone hates it or not. But I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, everyone's just going to refer to Twitter as Twitter, and X might be reverted in a few months like a lot of other big policy changes on Twitter, but we will see. Moving on now to some other drama that a lot of people are talking about. This is Ubisoft. They are under fire for some very controversial policies that they have been enforcing recently. So this is the tweet that a lot of people are talking about. It says, "This is just horrifying. Ubisoft confirms they will delete your account and purchased games if you go inactive for too long. Ubisoft, what the F? Another example of why I'm becoming more and more concerned with the death of physical games. Now, a lot of people were concerned when they saw this and they reached out and saw these images that are attached. This is the first tweet saying Ubisoft closes your account if you haven't logged in for some time. You will lose all of your games purchased forever. Now, a lot of people, I guess, initially were a little bit skeptical of this, like, what's the real reason you're getting banned from there? Like, did you do something bad or now blaming it on this inactivity? Well, no, that was not the case. And these policies of inactivity, I mean, it's very similar. It brings up other entities like Steam. Like, imagine going inactive on Steam for a bit and then getting your whole account taken and all of the digital games that you purchased. But nonetheless, this email was confirmed by Ubisoft themselves with their support account on Twitter saying, hey there, we just wanted to chime in that you can avoid the account closure by logging into your account within the 30 days since receiving the email pictured and selecting the cancel account closure link contained in the email. Yeah, so there's a way out of this, but why is this a problem that someone has to address in the first place? There's nothing wrong with being inactive. It's a very strange thing. And obviously, based on this response confirming the email, it led to the tweet that we just looked at a few minutes ago. People are really upset about this. Imagine losing all of the digital items you purchased because you go simply inactive for too long. Like, I think about personally, like with my Blizzard account, okay? I've been playing WoW for over a decade. Despite playing it on a very regular basis, there's times where I took months off from playing the game or playing any sort of Blizzard games. Are they going to delete all of my accounts and games that I purchased because I'm taking a simple break? That's crazy. Nobody should have to stalk their emails and their account just because they went inactive to prevent their accounts and games from being taken away. Honestly, like, I don't know the laws on these things, but this seems illegal. It seems very wrong to me that they can take away things you paid for. That is just wrong on every level. And it reminds us, as this user pointed out, the death of physical games is a big concern. Whenever you have the opportunity to buy physical copies of things, you should, because that belongs to you forever. And of course, just like with the Twitter stuff, there's unintended consequences of this decision. You know what it is? It promotes pirating. Why would anyone want to purchase your digital game if it can be taken away from you if you go inactive for too long? If you pirate the game, you got it forever. And that's not going to change. And you're already competing with pirating services because of quality of the games, because a lot of pirating services offer a better version of what you already are providing for a price. And now you're saying that these digital copies might go away because you take a break from using any sort of Ubisoft related accounts. That just promotes pirating, and that's an unintended consequence. Well, it's a pretty predictable one if you ask me. So again, just another crazy decision that I don't know how anyone promoted, but that's where we're at right now. And we're going to move on to a different topic here. Arc System Works is under some fire. They're responsible for the Guilty Gear franchise, and we've talked a lot about that on this channel. They are getting some flack from this tweet that comes from their official Twitter account because it is a Oppenheimer related meme. The reason people are upset about this is because it's clearly a very edgy joke, because Oppenheimer focuses on the production of the atomic bomb during World War II. This is obviously a explosion going on, and then this is a Japanese character looking on. So yeah, it's a pretty dark joke made at the expense of the victims of the atomic bombs, or at least the ones who were affected by it. And the reason I cover this today is because this isn't just some shit poster making this tweet, right? Because if that was the case, I wouldn't care. I'd just be like, okay, edgy joke, move on. But this is the official Arc System Works Twitter account. That takes a bit of a different perspective than just a regular user. And what I find interesting is this article on Forbes. It's an interview for the 35th anniversary of Arc System Works, and it includes quotes from both the CEO as well as Daisuke, who is the creator of the Guilty Gear franchise. And there's one quote in this interview that I find pretty amazing and relevant to what we just saw. It says essentially that they will not support any sort of content that would hurt real people or have any sort of an expression that could hurt real life people. I don't understand how you could look at that previous tweet and not have this quote applied to it, because obviously it's making fun of a situation that affected hundreds of thousands of people. It's clearly referring to a real event and real people affected by that event. So to me, this seems like that tweet is disrespecting the words of the company's CEO and Daisuke as well. But that's up to you to be offended by or not. Just pointing this out. I just find this interesting that it goes against the words of these individuals. But here's the last thing we're going to talk about today. A game developer named Rami, who's in some hot water after a series of tweets that he made. So here's the initial tweet. It is quoting an article that talks about min-maxing in games, and they are pointing out that maybe we should spend less time focusing on people who like to min-max. And he quotes that article by saying, every game designer ever stares in, we've been saying this, basically saying that games should not focus on or cater to min-maxers, which interesting take, telling people how to play your games. And I think from personal experience, this works. A lot of players like this. The reason games can be really successful at min-maxing is because they have the opportunity in the system to make the game fun for people who don't want to min-max, and also have the opportunity to min-max and go that extra step if you want to. A great example, going to my own experience, is Classic WoW. You can enjoy Classic WoW and succeed in it without min-maxing. But if you want to walk around and get 15 world buffs and find every little tiny advantage you can get in the game and boost your character to god status level so you can make crazy parses on raid bosses, you can do that too. It's the option to min-max and still enjoy the game without it. That's what's important. But this person just straight up saying, like, don't cater to min-maxers at all, when they're a big part of gamers. And this interaction is why I'm covering this video, or covering this topic in this video in the first place. So responding to his initial tweet, this user says, the user, customer, is king. Stop telling people how to enjoy their games. The developer replies saying, you ain't kings, you're players. You're literally paying us as experts to digitally DM you. And then the user replies saying, we're paying to play the game however we want. A dev has no right to tell its players, no, you can't play like this. You have to do that if you really want us to have fun. Where, of course, the developer would reply with this final one saying, you literally pay us to tell you how to play it. You literally pay us to set the boundaries, rules, possibilities, values, and scenarios. Within that, you can do whatever you want, from glitch runs to speed runs, and from min-maxing to 100%ing it, but you're not king, you're a player. Imagine the level of disrespect and discontent for your own customers. No, I'm sorry, game developer, the customer is always king, and people who understand that in your business are the ones who are most successful. You cannot tell the customer who you rely on to succeed that they are wrong. They're buying the game because they want to play it the way they want to. You cannot tell them that they are wrong for enjoying a game a certain way. And min-maxing will always be a part of gaming. It's as simple as that. And the fact that this guy is so emboldened to shame and spit on his own customers and supporters like this is crazy. And honestly, it's reflective of letting people like this get away with this behavior. But nonetheless, I thought this was interesting to point out. But I know we had a lot of topics covered in today's video, so I appreciate the listen. Please share all of your related comments in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.